How do you think you've had a reception here in Chattanooga today? Because I understand you're from a northern part of the district.
I am from a northern part of the district. I have had a fabulous, I'm very humbled. I talk about the Constitution and constitutional limits and getting our government back to the very, very basic things that it's authorized to do, and people come out of the woodwork and say, wow, I've been looking for someone talking about that my entire adult life. I mean, I'm stunned. We couldn't fit in the room. We're standing out here because there were too many people coming in our room. I'm humbled, but I'm really, really happy because I've been talking about this stuff my whole life, and I've been frustrated. And in fact, the reason I'm running is because I keep looking for candidates that talk about constitutional limits on government, and I never find one. And if I find one that's at least talking about it, they're really just kind of saying what they think people want to hear. So this has been great.
So can you talk to me about the pitchfork?
Yeah, I love it. Farmers around this part of the country use these things to clean out the manure out of their stalls. I'm going to take this to our Capitol. I'm going to take it to the House floor and clean the manure that has piling up in our Capitol for the past 100 years.
All right. Thank you for explaining that. If you were elected to Congress, what is the first piece of legislation that you would introduce?
The first thing I would do is fight everything that the current administration is trying to pass that's unconstitutional, which is almost everything. The second thing I would do is start working on my list of things that are unconstitutional that have been around for a long time and try and get those repealed. The one piece of legislation that I would work on immediately that's an affirmative piece of legislation is the fair tax. The fair tax has the ability to save our economy, which is absolutely necessary if we want to save our country. Right now we have China telling our president who to meet with because we owe them too much money. We have got to get to the point where everybody's talking about putting people back to work. Well, the fair tax would bring $12 trillion that's currently invested overseas back to the United States. 500 companies were surveyed and asked what they would do if the fair tax passed. 400 of them said they would immediately build their next facility in the United States. The other 100 said they would immediately bring their entire company back to the United States. All 500 responded one way or the other. We would have the biggest shortage in America if the fair tax passed would be a labor shortage. People would not only all be employed if they wanted to be, but they would be businesses would be bidding to get them to leave their current job and come work somewhere else for more money. I mean, the national debt would go away because so many people would be working. They could actually pay taxes. They'd be buying things and paying a federal tax on it when they bought things. I mean, the fair tax is the answer to our problems.